Super Bloom Mystique. You should see my picture on your lovely screen. I am your Ascension Master, Master Healer, and Divine Guide. I am the one who brought about the Ascension, okay? And what that means is that I spent since 2019, I had a major Kundalini awakening after some trauma, watching my dad die. Some really crazy things happened. And then my whole life was rearranged. And all of a sudden, these things started happening to me and through me. And it was just non-stop clearing the earth for the last 3 years. Like, that's no joke. It started with kind of doing some like word things, like spell casting type things. United they stand, united they fall. And then it went into raising Atlantis, which I had to undo my own contract there. Saw myself drowned. And then I sat on Saturn with the Hermes, the god, and we lassoed Atlantis and raised it, whatever that means. Then from there, we cleared Mount Shasta, which I removed all the dead souls, cut off life support to California, and redid the root chakra back to Fiji. From there, it went to activating pyramids, starting in Fiji, Machu Picchu, Peru, Brazil, Myanmar, Thailand, Budapest. There were so many of them. Gosh, and they're all on my channel for you guys to look at. Most of them are, I do believe I posted most of them there. Now, when I would do these, they would come through workshops, and I didn't know they were coming. And so that's kind of how it works. Spirits like do workshops. I'm like, okay. They're like, do healings. I'm like, okay. And I would just let things roll through me. And so it was quite mind-blowing. So I encourage you guys to check all that out, okay? The Ascension actually was a very big process, and it ended with this Christmas uniting the twin souls, which was Jesus and Mary Magdalene. So I freed his soul over a year ago, but my twin flame was dealing with the fallen angels, and he died, refused to come unite, and so I had to clear everything by myself. And then I got a new DM in the end of that, which was quite a weird, crazy story. But I cleared all of the collective shadow. We united the twin flames, and I took us into 7D Pleiades galaxy. And that is now where you are currently anchored into, my friends. And there's more poles than there used to be. I shifted the poles on the planet, which brings me to the stuff I'm going to talk about today. Okay, because this is a really important video. I want to talk with you guys. I think Spirit really wants me to talk about it. So I'm going to do it. This is about the Sphynx. Okay, so I activated all the pyramids and did all these things. Well, one time we went to the Sphynx. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. It's probably a mess because there's a few things I want to share with you guys. Okay, so there's this, and then I also have my channel up for a reason. So hopefully you guys can see that. The Ascension work that I have done, full playlist. I'm going to go in here, and there is a specific video in here, okay? Eliminate false light, negative pull, and dark energy of the moon. I talked about this one recently. It's a very important one. One of many. Eliminate false concept of time, you see. Separate the old earth from the new earth. That's when I did that a year ago. Prometheus worked with me many times over, and he had a great message right here. Let's see. So I want to see which one was the Sphynx. Sphynx, Pharaoh, and God Activation Portal Workshop. Portal of Time, Divinely Guided, Leo. And look at this. It's only had 25 views. You guys are missing so much important information. It's so sad to me. It's not about me. It's about, we need to know these things. Right? Like, we really need to know these things. But I think the problem is people look at these and they don't watch the whole thing through too. And it's just overwhelming, probably, to say the least. But this video is about the Sphynx, the Pharaoh, and God Activation Portal Workshop done on June 25th, 2021. Okay. And then last night I found this really awesome TV show right here on The Unexplained by William Shatner, who I don't even like him. So it took a long time to watch the show, but Series 4, Episode 1 is what this one is, and it talks about the Sphynx, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much people need to know. Okay, when I did that on June 25th, is that right? June 25th, 2021, I went to the Sphynx.
Their chants, like a Native American warrior chant.
So just listen to this a little bit.
It's very I'm getting chills. Like, I don't dare even to, like, this is nuts. But it's very much so relevant
I will warn you too, when I did this video, I still didn't know who I was. These are one of the first ones, okay?
and present. Like I can hear it, I can feel the beat. Oh, 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 yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, Okay, let's write down off that one.
Missed something there. I'll have to go. You
Machu
guys can watch
Picchu,
this.
Peru, and Brazil. Okay. Oh, this is opening. Here I'm balancing it out.
Those are the pyramids that I opened.
Stop.
Hang on.
And I still hear the chant very, very softly. Okay, okay. I feel like it's balancing a bit. Okay. All right. So literally, you guys, I see many worlds right now, and I feel like I'm standing in the middle of these worlds. And in front of me is Atlantis. Okay, and this is the energy I'm opening up. Behind me is Mount Shasta.
I don't even remember all this.
To the left of me is Lake Titicaca.
Which is the heart of Atlantis. They later told me.
No, sorry. I feel like it's moving. To the left of me is the Sphynx. To the right of me is Lake Titicaca.
Do you hear that? The Sphinx.
I'm gonna around us, like to my north, what would be like a northwest. Would be the pyramids energy that I've already invoked. So like Indonesia.
Oh yeah, that one too. Forgot about that one.
Thailand.
All the pyramids are females, by the way. They told me that event.
Machu Picchu.
That I activated. They were all
Peru.
females.
And Brazil. Okay. Oh, this is opening. And I'm balancing it out.
Let me explain something to you. When I do these workshops, the energy is so incredibly intense. I'm actually there. I actually literally travel in real time. People would call it astral traveling. You could try to call it remote viewing, but it's not remote viewing. I actually literally go outside myself and I'm really in these places. And I actually did that with the presidential thing one time where I went to the White House. I handed Mr. T something and I don't know what it was. He saw me, but it wasn't me, I don't think. I have no idea. I still want answers to that one. And I handed him some paper and I have no idea what was on that paper. That was one of the very first things I did. So take that and your cup and drink it, right? I don't know. Okay.
It's okay. So I'm starting to draw, but before we go in the Sphinx, so they're going to protect us. We have to be protected before you guys can. So it's like, okay, so that's the next order of business. All right, as you guys are going to be protected because I can't, that's going to be, I'm going to have help with this. And that's what they're telling me. So the Pleiadians are stepping through. The Syrians, the Arcturians, the Orions, there's a few different beings stepping in here. So that also is relevant to the energies that are here. Okay, so these are also invoking the energies of all of us here today. All of us in the Patreon group and all of us that are going to be here in the future. Okay, so every single energy, every single member of the Patreon group now. Your energy is being called in with a bubble around you prior, with the healing around you prior. I'm invoking your energy. I'm calling in the essence of this bubble and whatever beings need to be with each one of you in this time frame in order to put this protection and healing around you, around your chakras, around your energy field, around your aura.
Because the Sphinx is something major.
Down to a cellular level, they're telling me, okay? So if you haven't already, make sure your eyes are closed in this moment. Make sure you're just breathing, again, focusing on your energy flowing. Wherever it's not, make sure you're breathing light into that space. And make sure the energy is just allowed to flow. That's your only job. You will be receiving gifts as well, okay? And as we're doing that, Merlin is also very much in play, so I will do an invocation of a manifestation and a magical kind, right? So very magical, very powerful energy coming forward. Shifting your manifestation energy like never before, he's saying, okay? I see an owl. An owl is stepping forward now too. Okay, so I'm calling in the owl. All right, and so I feel like Orion's belt. There's something to do with Orion's belt. Orion's belt within the sky, within the stars. I'm seeing it like the. So there's a lot of galactic energy. Forgive me. I feel a lot right now, to be honest with you.
Yes, you have no idea. I feel like I'm standing in the middle of time. The beginning of time. Which I do that a lot.
There's a lot of astrological energy at play, okay, as well. Every element of the signs are also being called in to upgrade, to ascend. We're also calling forth the essence of relationship healings that will be needed. Okay.
So this actually started the relationship healings of the twin flames. I didn't know that until now. But I had told you guys that if you do astrology, it's going to change. So it's not a joke that I gave us more poles. We have more planets aligning within our solar system. We're now in 70 Pleiades. So yeah, your astrology charts probably won't line up correctly anymore.
Okay. Now, not only the Patreon healing people, not only my Patreon members, all of you, this is extending it out forth to those that are with us today and those that will be here in the future. So the members that weren't able to show, we're making sure your essence is also being called in just as powerfully right now. And those who are not members yet will be. It's yours, right? And so it also changes for each session you do or each healing.
So I just want to get to a little bit of the Sphinx.
And then they are
watch
there,
us on your own.
They're the ones who work more directly with,
which most people have not. Obviously, it only had 25 views, which is very sad to me because this is very important to know, you guys. For some reason, they really want people to understand what the Sphinx is. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because as I was watching this about the history of the Sphinx and what they know about the Sphinx, it is nothing, okay? It is scientifically known that it outdates all the pyramids in Egypt, okay? It's supposed to be beyond any known period time frame. And so I'll play a little bit of that too. And so it's really important, okay? The Sphinx is the portal of time, but I had to do something to the Sphinx too, and I found that very interesting. So listen.
The human population, right? Those of us that are here on Earth. But I feel like it's very much so related to the Galactic Council energy, and so they're just recognizing that. They're the ones who are kind of helping you up onto your bench and are going to put this protection around you.
I want to get to the Pharaoh. I mean the Sphinx.
Who are protected councils you don't know exist. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to tap into Merlin and we'll go from there. Cool. He takes me to omnipresence, being omnipresent, being omnipresent, being omnipresent. and omnipresent for all to see, all energies entwined like the deep blue sea.
I have no idea what that noise is.
The power, joy, love, the cure. There are no boundaries.
That's weird. I don't know what that noise is because I'm sitting there channeling. I don't think I'm touching anything. My hands are kind of up. And so I'm like wondering if that's somebody on the workshop or what. I don't know. Weird. Sorry.
Free. You are safe like never before. You are protected. Counsels you don't know exist. Call on the essence of purity, form, of magic and power and light. Pure. We tap into this portal that you can't tap into evermore.
Did you hear that? It will never be tapped into again.
We grant you access to these energies, Lord.
Wow.
So now this is me, I'm seeing the Akashic records come into play.
Yep.
Above his head. Pure love, still light, in essence form.
How weird. I don't know what that noise is.
So I saw a lightning go down like to the core of the earth and it kind of split it open. Okay.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. So I was standing by the Sphynx in my energy and I did. That's how it opened up. Now that's crazy because when we listen to this, there's these things underneath it. They don't know what they go to. And they're like, we have no idea where that would take us. It's weird. Let's keep listening. This is incredible. You guys, I have all the answers. That's what's insane. And only 25 people even bothered to look at this video. And only 4 people got something out of it. I'm like, can't people see these things? Like, this is amazing. Scientists do not know what the Sphynx is for. They know it predates everything. There is water markings on it and it's in the desert. So they think that's very strange. Like, wait till you hear all about it. And then there's this thing with the head. So I had to do something to the head. Let's listen.
We change now the pathways. New love's reborn.
Oh shit. That was the twin flames I forgot about. Oh, I
The
didn't know yet.
divine portal is open.
Divine portal.
May all your wildest dreams come true. Fear is eliminated. Time is in your hands. Time is secure. Time is now true. Okay. As that happened, I saw the staff and everything close out, the earth closed out, the energy closed out, and Merlin is standing there. I feel like I'm somewhat in him and somewhat outside of him now. He's just so beautiful. Oh, I love his energy. It's just very blue. He's just very, there's so much blue coming from him. So he is actually touching all of your forehead with his thumb, holding the staff, standing in front of each one of you here now. They'll be here in the future and here even further in the future. All of your energy. He's doing this and will do this for all of you. He says many times over his pleasure that he is touching your forehead with this beautiful blue light that was like in essence part of his staff. So he's sharing his energy with you. And as he's doing that, I see the Merkaba, you guys. It's like connecting to the Earth's Merkaba energy as well.
Yes, the earth has her own Merkaba. She has all her own chakra system and new ones too, because of the 7D.
Okay, so some of you, they're already done.
It's like
Some
33
of
new
you are
chakras.
starting to sit up off your bench, but you're sitting up slowly. It's gonna be a slow transition back into the center. And then we're gonna go to the Sphynx.
Oh, see, we haven't even got to the Sphynx yet. Had to do a lot of
As
preparation.
you're finishing up, now I get to call
You'll
the
see why.
cards really quick.
I know it takes some time to get there, but you know, these things just
We have
come
also
through.
made sure your root, all your chakras are open in order to receive what you are about to receive. So they're kind of
Mount
explaining
Shasta
to me
again.
we're
That
not
one comes up a
necessarily going to
lot
go into the Sphynx,
in the
but
work
there
that I
you are
do.
going to allow the energy to be around you, through you, and your body will be able to withstand it. Because those who go fully down to the Sphynx, it's like that portal, right? So we are basically activating it. We are calling in the energy. We are standing in between all worlds
You hear
and
that?
allowing our bodies to embrace them. So now I hear the thunder and lightning, the hail, and
Oh,
did
yeah.
his words, by the way.
That's what that noise was. I forgot. So while I was doing this in the very beginning, I was doing something with that hoyo, hoyo, ho. And that's when this thunderstorm came up. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that. That's what you're hearing in the background, is a sudden thunderstorm that just came up during this. And then by the time I was done, the thunderstorm stopped. It was crazy. You guys will have to watch this from the beginning again, because the thunderstorm starts when in the beginning, when I start doing that and opening all the energy. And that's what we're hearing, is the hail and the rain on my window. I totally forgot. I'm so glad.
Oh wow.
That's
Oh
why they
my
want me to look
gosh.
back at this now.
Okay, so I was shuffling as I was talking to you, I'm not kidding. And I pulled Realm Bridger, okay, and that's what they had told me. I had to like open the portal, we're bridging the realm. We are in essence bringing all worlds, all energies to everything together right now, okay? And so that's what's going on, that's what we're doing, that's what this energy is. Your body needed to be able to house all worlds, all energies that are open for the short period of time.
Sorry about the
I feel like
rainstorm.
July 31st is a relevant number. And then I told you Mount Shasta
my
was
birthday.
in play, and the card that I pulled is Mount Shasta. No joke. Cannot make it up. It is absolutely Mount Shasta, number 37. Okay?
So
That is very
the relevance of that card, it comes up a lot, even came up recently, and it talks about the shifting blueprint. So when they commandeered the planet, the fallen angels, so I want you to look at it this way. Some angel, Samuel or whatever, decided to have it out with God and decided that he could be more powerful than God. He wanted God's power. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the story as I'm telling you. It was a battle of power. He thought that he could be more powerful than God. He didn't understand why God did things the way he did them. Okay. And so he argued it out with God. God stands his ground. He doesn't deviate. He doesn't move. He doesn't shift. He's not thwarted. But the fallen angel had enough of God's ways, and he thought he could take everything from God. It was basically this, I can do better than you. Watch what I can do. And he came down to earth and he hurt Adam and Eve, duped them, the false goddess energy, what they would say the snake, right? Got him to, it was very actually difficult to beat. So it's not as simple as just don't eat the apple. It was very, very, very difficult to withstand all that the darkness had to offer. And I had to do it this lifetime in order to clear it all. And it hurt so that, like, it took so much strength. I can't even reiterate that, you guys. Nobody's been strong enough to do it yet. Okay. And so then they shifted the Earth's poles. And that's why we got Antarctica. That's when all the weather changed. The Sphynx used to be where water was, and they talk about that. And now it looks like a dry desert land. It was there before all of the false pyramids in Giza. And that's why the pharaoh was actually in this one too. I think Tutankhamun comes in, which is very interesting. Why Tutankhamun comes in a few times in the things I do, I don't really know. I never got a full answer. Who Tutankhamun is and what his purpose was. There's something there. Okay. And I don't know. I never fully asked, but this is very important and people need to learn this. Okay. So scientists do not know what the Sphinx is for. There was something in the head of the Sphinx that I saw recently. That's not on these videos that I'm showing you. In here, I do talk a little bit about something about the head. And I don't want to ruin that, but you'll see it. And then underneath the Sphinx, they said that they found something. So there was a psychic years ago who talked about it. And I'll show you that too. Okay. I don't want to ruin it all. This is a very big deal. And the fact that most people don't even know who I am and what I did 25 views 11 months ago, it's just sad to me. It's like, dude, there's so much right information here. It's like mind-blowing, awakening, ascension stuff. This is God stuff. Okay. This is true history and this is the gods. Welcome. I am one of them. Okay. So listen.
Very much so relevant and in play right now and part of this portal. Why we had to clear it out, that's what they're telling me. Okay. Then we also have, and this is also relevant because I saw an owl, remember, and then I was also drawn to my animal cards. But from the Lemuria deck, we have furred and feathered friends. Okay, so they are very much so relevant. Their energy is all called for.
So there's several times I've had to pull the animals through the ascension. And so you'll hear that too.
The lions, the energy is part of this portal as well.
Oh, and you know the Sphinx looks kind of like a lion, right? It's said to have a head of a woman, the body of a lion, the strength. And you know how many lions come in to work with me? It's like I have constantly been surrounded by lions. So I think that's relevant as well.
And just all of our guides, spiritual friends, our loved ones, the animal essences are very much so called for. And
No
relevant they have
coincidences.
to be, and we call their protection as well. I wish for them to be protected, and that is our intention going forward through this portal energy, activating them. And everything else that we just opened up. Okay. I feel like most of you are already almost done. There's just a few of you left. As they're doing that, each one of you are also receiving a gift. There's like a couple necklaces that I'm seeing, something going around your neck. It could be a scarf, a necklace, number of things that they are giving you.
You hear the
So just
thunder?
recognize that if you don't see it, know it's happening. But this
You
is
guys, I remember now, we talk about it at the end of this workshop, is the thunder and lightning that started up during this thing. And it was like sunny and warm when I started this workshop. And then as soon as I started the workshop, it got very dark. When I did the whole, that's when it went boom and the lightning and the rain. And that's what you're hearing. So that's why at first you didn't hear it. It's crazy. I forgot about this. I love reminiscing because these things just came through me. I'm literally channeling in real time. So I don't remember everything when I channel. If you've got somebody that says they're channeling and they remember everything, they're in their head. They're not channeling. There's two different things.
for you for being here. And then the brown bear spirit, take time out, right? You must take time out to integrate these energies. It's absolutely imperative. The bear hibernates. The bear hibernates to be healthy, to be safe, to be secure, to rest, to not have to stress. They know their food goes away. And so oh wow, Pamela's been there before downstairs. That's so cool. I had no idea. I didn't even know that was real, Pamela. Sorry, I was just recognizing a comment. Pamela says she's been there before to the Akashic records in the Sphynx downstairs. I had no idea. And so thank you for the validation. This is new for me. I've never done this one before.
So she went in the Akashic records in the Sphynx downstairs. Again, they know there's stairs there. That's what I was going to tell you about the show of the discovery. It's recent though, a recent discovery, but a psychic had talked about it years ago that there was a pathway underneath the Sphynx. They recently found it. You can go in the Akashic records, but I tell you guys, if you're connected to the Akashic records at all, you can see these things. And so it's pretty amazing. It really is. All right, so let's see what else they say.
Of course, and thank you for the validation of that. And so we are well aware now that even with Merlin too, the Akashic records is much so in play, and so is the Sphynx, and so is the energy of the portal. Which the way they're showing me this one, Pamela, it's like going into like darkness. And so we'll see how it goes. I don't know all of it. We haven't gone in yet. We're still getting protected. So we'll see
Going
how
into
it goes.
darkness.
I don't like to say anything because I never know. So thank you for the validation. That makes me feel good. All day I was like, this better be like structured. And I'm like, but I don't know what's coming.
See what I mean? Like, I never was taught how to do workshops. I taught myself how to do them pretty much. And it's hard to structure something when you are a master and it's coming through you in real time. I'm pretty much a prophet, you guys, and I don't know what's happening to me half the time. And so if you're looking for perfection, you're looking for fake. Okay. I'm so sorry I'm not perfect, but please pay attention to the details because they are very important.
Yes, thank you. I needed to hear that. All right.
Oh, I think that was my favorite glass.
While we're finishing up.
That's
I got
interesting.
one more animal card that I'm going to pull, and then a moon card.
That's my favorite glass that I made the twin flame candles out of.
And then I should be about ready to
Ironic.
go through these energies. And I do see going down the stairs a bit, but I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see. All right, I love this. And so with Merlin's energy, I feel this one really in play. And like Van Gogh, for some reason Van Gogh is sticking out for me, which is very interesting because I don't think it really has anything to do with this card. But it's electric eel spirit, bring your ideas to life.
Okay, I'm gonna try to hurry up through the cards because that's just, I mean, it's all great stuff.
Oh, you guys, and with that, when I closed my eyes, I saw those waves, and I haven't seen those that strong in a while. And that's definitely a time change, like a warp, like a
timeline.
A timeline shift.
See, yeah. I had to comb my hair.
Let's calm our energy back down to the center. All right, and so now I'm drawn to the pyramid, the Egyptian energy, and the Sphinx. So we don't have to move. Okay. The center pyramid that we are all sitting around is in essence calling in the Sphinx energy. They're connecting into one. Okay, so it's almost as if we are now sitting around the Sphinx. Okay. So I am drawn to the Earth's Merkaba, I'm drawn to Merlin, the Akashic Records, and the Sphinx. The Sphinx is starting to shake, it's starting to rumble, it's starting to shake, it's starting to rumble. And then the Native Americans also, which is very beautiful. I have no idea they'd be here as well. But that's that chant.
Hopi prophecy, my friends.
Is still in the background for the essence of this. Okay. As the portal of the Sphinx is beginning to open up. And this is why I had done something to it before, because there was something that we would have had to remove prior. It was something that had to be taken out. They knew what this was. They knew what this was. I didn't know what this was. I had no idea until today. So I'm well aware some of you might have. So welcome to my world. See how I receive. I like it that way. It's fun.
So if you're listening, I had to take something off the head. Okay, there's something I had to take out before I could do it, and it was off the head of the Sphinx. And you'll hear that if you watch the whole video.
So what I'm seeing is like that rumble, and then the sand between the legs is like shaking, and the doors are opening, and it's like they're golden doors, almost like golden doors. I feel like they're golden doors. Okay.
So I encourage you to watch this video from the beginning because it's a long one, and then my point is to not share the entire video with you. Is to get to where you guys wake up to what the Sphinx is, because I believe it's the God activation portal. It's a portal of time. Okay. It's also where we send darkness out of a lot of times, and it might have been where the gods came through, but scientifically they found recently, I saw a video where there was something in the head of the Sphinx. And so I don't know if this was like their way of controlling things, or if somebody's well aware of what the Sphinx is, because I had to remove what looked like a camera or some kind of thing off the head. So I encourage you to watch this whole entire video again, because I must have said it in the beginning. But I had to remove something off the head of the Sphinx, okay, before I could do the work. Just like when I activated another one of the pyramids in Atlantic Ocean, I had to detach a spaceship that's in the water from the earth, okay. It was like docked into the ocean underneath, and I had to undock it before I can activate the portals over there, or the pyramids. And so this one with the Sphinx, I had to undo something from its head, which actually in truth, there is like this hidden chamber in the head and there was something on the face. And I thought when I did it, it was like a camera. It was some way that they were surveillancing, they were monitoring the Sphinx.
Okay, and now as it's opening up.
And not for good reasons.
Oh, okay. Your guide, the one that gave you a bubble of protection, we are going to go down the steps, is grabbing your hand. Okay,
we're going down in the
and
Sphinx.
standing you up. And each one of you is beginning to line up at the portal. And then there's the snake is coming up right now. Snake is very much, I'm seeing snakes at the forgive me, the energy is overwhelming. Snakes are at the doorway and they are kind of flooding through. This is like not negative energy at all, you guys. This is very powerful energy, very much so representative of the Egyptian ties too. If you take note, so they're having us recognize this. Throughout all the Egyptian writing, you will see snakes, okay? And it's representative of guardians of the gateway. It's representative of power, guardians of your power, essence of source. And
that's interesting because I actually had to remove a snake out of my own solar plexus before I did all this work too. Because I had to go into my own power. And I used crystals to do it. So pay attention.
They're also messengers.
Oh, and another thing is they told us that Eve got duped by a snake. Took her power. Adam took her power.
Sense. Okay, but messengers of upgrade. Do you understand? So
yes, messengers of upgrade.
As we are lined up here,
snakes are messengers of upgrade.
So, and it's the first time I can really honestly tell you, I feel like I'm surrounded by snakes, and I'm completely in awe and in wonderment. And so,
if a negative snake is ever placed in your path, is to take your power away. Okay. And that's done by like voodoo and darker energy entities. Now remember, all dark energy uses the energy of the light for their benefit, and it's not a good thing.
Recognizing that as well. Okay, I'm seeing an eagle, I'm seeing the owl, I'm seeing all these animals come in and surround the gateway. But now I'm seeing the eye of Ra, is that what it is? The eyes of Ra are actually coming up and forming above the Sphinx, and they are open, they are wide open. Okay, I'm seeing both of them, and they are actually appearing above the Sphinx. In the Akashic records, the golden writing of it is like popping up off of the pages and dancing, kind of moving with the Native American tone. Who knew it's also Native American in there? I had no idea. They're asking you to breathe because they are putting light codes into your heart space now before we can enter. Allowing you to know the information that is permeating into your soul. For each one of you are now beginning to enter the portal. The time change portal. The portal of time change, ending, movement. Okay. So we're beginning to enter the portal. I'm seeing a pharaoh rise. She calls her energy a celestial being of light and transition.
Different pharaoh.
For those that can hear the call, that have heard the call, that have received the call, and will still receive the call for a little bit of time, can now enter. All of the rest will no longer exist in this world.
Can you hear that? Do I need to repeat that? if you can receive the call and you listen to the call for some time forward, but not long, you will make it. If you cannot, you will have to leave this planet.
The time change is now. As I'm seeing that, I'm seeing the earth change, beginning to change. So the earth is like the earth is in two, and it's beginning to be very vibrant. So the colors are changing. It's like in the Wizard of Oz. That's a really good reference, where it goes from black and white to color, and it's like fading in right in front of your eyes, like fading as you're going into the energy of this portal. Everything seemed brighter, even though these stairs in front of you that are now presenting themselves are dark. I am seeing the colors of the world change in front of our eyes.
Yep.
From gloomy and hazy to vibrant and pure. As that's happening, the sun is entering your heart and encasing your entire being. And you're receiving more downloads from.
Now, I also do something to the sun later. And it reflected from Lake Titicaca. And that's another thing. Lake Titicaca and the sun, something happened there. And with Atlantis, it's insane. There's a lot of undoing of the true realities of who we are, where we come from, and what happened to us. And you're completely duped by it. You're duped by it continually, every day, put into and bombarded with false information. It's not even funny. Okay. So here, I don't know if I'm going to play this one anymore. The important part of it was, actually, I will a little bit. They're saying to a little bit. So I'm going to play it a little, see what it has to say.
Source. As this is going through you, I see a line. There's a line. There's an energetic line running through your body, through your chakras, through your energy, out of your root, out of your feet, going through the core of the earth. Now, as it's doing this, it's coming back up and going into your loved ones, all of your relations, those of you that are genetically connected are now also being affected. And then the Akashic Records is coming into play. For this bravery, you're all being granted a gift that is also coming into your essence, into your form.
That's another reason why I'm so honored for the person that did the Akashic Records with me, is because you're getting even further access. Like, it was rather important. So congrats.
You may receive a symbol. If you do, just recognize it. If you don't, just know it's for you and it's already there. And you will receive it and see it as it's needed and available to you as you accept it into your energy more and more. Okay. Now we are all in the portal. And we are all walking down the steps. And as we're doing that, even though it's dark, everything gets lit up as we touch it. That's how it's showing to me. And everything seems gold. But it is very much so pyramid energy.
Mm-hmm.
The Sphynx door just shut. Like, nobody else can come in. They're
Yep.
not allowed in. They're
It's
not.
highly
It's very much
protected.
so being protected and guarded. So
Yep.
I'm seeing these guards. I'm seeing guards go in front of the door. This is like no joke. Like,
We're not talking about people here. Okay, the people are the ones that I had to undo before I could do these things. Okay, we're talking about spiritual guards. We're talking about angelic and gods of the gods.
Okay. Again, like I said, we're not allowed to. I feel like we're being taken to a special place. That's what they're showing me. But I'm not sure it's all the way down and through, because I feel like what we just did is we opened up this portal. So it's like a black hole, but It's like the galaxy. It's like a black hole, but I see like the galaxy. It's very interesting to me. And that's at the bottom of the stairs. And so we can't go all the way. We can't go all the way down. We can't go all the way down.
Wait till you hear this other show.
Down.
Oh my God.
It's like taking my, it's like, so we are going to a place of a fountain. What I see is like a fountain. What I see is like off, it's like off a little, it's down the stairs a little bit, and then it's off a little, okay? And so we can see the portal. Oh, and I don't like heights, and so I'm like, oh, but it doesn't really feel like that. It's just very, very never ending. I don't see a bottom. I don't see an end. I see this portal. It's very massive. Okay. And then over here, it's where we're going. And it's just like this ledge, and it's very golden, but like the essence of the structure of the pyramid, still the same material. They're also bringing in the Garden of Eden and the Tree of Life, whatever that represents here as well. So both energies are very much so present. But in this place we're just about to is like this fountain. It's like this fountain. It's like a gateway. Okay, it's like a compass, like a control almost. It's the best way I can describe it. I don't know how else to describe it. So we're all coming to like this landing, and then there's this portal, and we can see it. We aren't going there. We're safe, we're protected. And that's what they're saying. No matter what you feel, see, hear, we are safe and we are protected. It's the portal of time.
Yep.
It's shifted. It's the portal of time. We were able to open it like we were meant to.
Can you hear that? I literally just opened the portal of time in the Sphynx. Now, when you watch this show, I gotta go. They said keep going. Let me keep going.
So I'm receiving a message, and I'm like, okay, normally I would say it as I receive it. I feel like, hold on. I am the Pharaoh of time. I was one of the first, most powerful pharaohs to ever roam this planet Earth we call Earth, the planet you call Earth. It was created in essence to purify the souls, to see if people can find their way home. Home is our heart. Home is in your heart. Home has always been with you.
Oh my God, I just got chills. Oh my gosh. Full circle moments.
Your heart is your key.
So they created the Sphynx for people to find their way home. For this moment, right here.
To everything. Everything you need is found there. All your answers, your help, ask from your heart, and you shall receive without despair.
Everything's in the heart. In my courses, I teach this too.
As that was being said, so I saw this. Okay, so the pharaoh like shifted this thing. It's like this thing here. I thought it was like a fountain. It is like a fountain because it does have water. There's very much so water relevance here. The water element can flow through. But she moved it, she shifted it, and as that happened, you guys, this portal is like starting to draw in the energy, and that's what I'm seeing. It is drawing down the energy that needs to
Pay attention to the rain slowed down. It was very much so a storm, a thunderstorm, hailing when I was opening the portal.
move. Okay, it's moving the energy. It's starting to draw in the energy flow, draw out the energy that must go. Okay, and that's what it is.
Did you hear that?
And she, big.
That is the portal that is drawing out the energy that has to go. So what I said in here is, if you can hear the call and you follow your heart, DM, this is very important too, you can stay. Those that do not have to go. It's like, do you hear God? Do you hear God? Do you hear God? Who hears God? Because this is God's planet. And the rest is time to go. Okay, now I can stop. So watch that video, because now I'm going to take us into this one. This one is on Discovery Plus. It is actually The Unexplained with William Shatner, and it's season 4, episode 1. So you guys can actually come in and watch this, but let's listen to this now.
Stands 240 feet long
I'm gonna rewind it a little bit.
at the immense pyramids, forbidding tombs, and a mysterious stone center known as the Sphynx.
I think you can argue that the Sphinx is the most recognizable statue anywhere in the world. Its scale is immense. It's one single piece of stone.
Look at the head. So I had to take something off
It
the
is
head.
cut from the natural rock of the Giza Plateau.
The Sphinx stands 240 feet long, 66 feet tall, and 62 feet wide. For thousands of years, this massive statue has been a
So what I said is the Sphinx was one of the first things on this planet. And they will tell you that. Watch.
object of both fascination and wonder. But even after centuries of study, the Sphinx holds many secrets that archaeologists are still trying to unravel.
The Sphinx that we know today, the Sphinx from the Great Pyramids of Giza, is the most famous of all sphinxes. But there are sphinxes all over ancient Egypt. There are smaller sphinxes. There's an avenue full of sphinxes between the temples.
But the Great Sphinx of Giza is something very different. It's a single sculpture. It sits in a very particular place. It doesn't seem to have performed the same function at all. What was it for? This is what we really want to know.
You see the door between his
No
legs?
one
That's
has
where we went in.
understood exactly what it means. Because for literally thousands of years, the Sphinx was buried up to its neck in sand. So it's only a head sticking out of the sand for much of its history.
There is a very famous painting of Emperor Napoleon standing in front of the Sphinx, buried still at this point, up to its shoulders. You might think, what has Napoleon got to do with Egypt and the Sphinx? Well, in fact, Napoleon led an invasion of Egypt in 1798, which had a big impact.
I didn't see
back in
Napoleon
Europe,
though, right?
Raising awareness and
You know.
interest in ancient Egypt sites.
It wasn't until the 1920s that a team of archaeologists, led by engineer Emile Barres, succeeded in unearthing the Sphinx from the desert sands.
They were able to expose it and to reveal for the first time in centuries that this was not just a head, disembodied head, but a full Sphinx sculpture.
Like a lion body,
This is a
woman's head.
watershed moment for us understanding the Sphinx.
Archaeologists and Egyptologists like myself believe that the Sphinx was sculpted around 2500 BC
Nope,
by King Khephren
nope,
as a part of his funerary complex.
wrong.
But a lot of scholars disagree about the Sphinx, and there's a lot of mystery surrounding when was the Sphinx actually sculpted.
Beginning of time.
One of the most important documents we have to do with the dating of the Sphinx is the inventory stela. This is a commemorative stone that actually records details of how the pharaoh Khufu repaired the Sphinx after it was struck by lightning.
Pharaoh.
The significance of this is that Khufu came before Khafre, the pharaoh who is conventionally said to have constructed the Sphinx.
Uh-huh.
The inventory
It
stuff,
wasn't though, what do you think?
an inscription that goes back to about 4,600 years ago. And that inscription says that the Sphinx is a much older structure that the Egyptians adopted and repaired and venerated.
Based on the inscriptions on the inventory stela, there are some archaeologists who believe that the Sphinx is so ancient that it could predate any records in human history
You hear that?
are known to exist.
That's the truth.
And some researchers are convinced that physical evidence of the Sphinx's true age can be found on the structure itself.
The first time I visited the Sphinx, was in the summer of 1990. My early studies of the Sphinx looked at the erosional features on the body of the Sphinx and comparing that to other erosional features right on the Giza Plateau. And what I found was the body of the Sphinx and the walls of the Sphinx enclosure are weathered differently than everything else on the Giza Plateau.
Yep.
The rest of the plateau shows classic wind erosion, but what is on the Sphinx is water weathering. It's rainfall, precipitation, and this makes no sense when the Sphinx is sitting
Wait till you hear
on
this.
the edge of the Sahara
Knowing who
Desert.
I am and what I did.
In a bone-dry desert for literally thousands of years. So what I concluded is that the body of the Sphinx and therefore the original statue had to go back to pre-Sahara times.
Yep.
When there was a much more temperate climate, much more moisture, much more rainfall. And it has to go back not just a little bit into that period, but quite far back, given that we have incredible amount of weathering and erosion on the Sphinx.
Then they go in to
I
talk
now
about
think
poles.
That it goes back to the end of the last ice age, circa 10,000 BC. I am convinced that it is a ruin from pre-dynastic Egypt.
Thank you. So here's another thing.
The Sphinx was constructed.
When we did the course for the elementals, they told me the dinosaurs roamed when Atlantis was here pretty much. And when you look at the pterodactyl and you can call that a dragon and they compared the two. Okay, so there's relevance there. This is all very relevant and it's showing you exactly the truth and who I am and what I've done. And it's mind blowing.
Constructed more than 12,000 years ago. Centuries before the
And they're
ancient
figuring
Egyptian
it out a little bit.
civilization even existed.
Slowly by slowly, they will now.
So
for sure.
who carved it? And for what purpose? Some researchers believe the answers to these questions.
In my workshop, they didn't say the name of the pharaoh, did they? I don't think so. Just said pharaoh from the beginning of time.
Will be found in a secret room
Here, that's-
hidden beneath the Sphinx.
Something that there's been a lot of speculation about regarding the Sphinx is that there is some kind of chamber hidden underneath it.
I just saw this video
A
yesterday.
psychic named Edgar Cayce in the first half of the 20th century asserted that
So I did this, just saw this video yesterday, but I did my workshop back in 2021. It's almost 2 years ago.
there would be such a chamber.
A record from
This
Atlantis.
was the
Look at that. Wait, go back. Hey. Oh, sorry. I want to show you that letter.
If so, who carved it? And for what purpose?
Look at the top of this letter.
Some researchers believe the answers to these questions will be found in a secret room
I know I rewound it pretty far.
hidden
Hang on.
beneath the Sphinx.
I'm excited.
something
This
that
is
there's been
huge.
a lot of speculation about regarding the Sphinx.
And ain't
is that
nobody paying
there is
attention
some
to who I
kind of
am.
Chamber hidden underneath it.
Okay, let's look
A
at this letter.
psychic
The top.
named Edgar Cayce in the first
Psychic.
half of the 20th century asserted that
A
there
record
would
of
be such a
Atlantis
chamber,
from the beginning of those
that
periods.
This was the legendary Hall of Records, which reveal very great secrets relating to an ancient civilization responsible for creating the Sphinx and all these great wonders. He also suggested that this would be discovered by the end of the 20th century. It was only confirmed relatively recently that excavation discovered a passageway in the Sphinx.
There is a tunnel that was found under the paw of the Sphinx. A tunnel that people believe connects to another structure. We have not discovered what happens at the end of that tunnel. Where does this tunnel lead to?
The portal of time.
Someday in the
A
future,
black
we
hole.
might find a room that we've never heard of. So the more we dig, the more we find about the secrets of ancient Egypt.
Was the Sphinx built by a civilization that existed long before the ancient Egyptians? It seems hard to believe.
So from that, they go in and talk about the pole shifting. Okay, and that's what shifted the weather. And I talked about that. That's what the fallen angels did. And this is like so much proof for you guys right here. Like this is insanely proof for you guys right here. So we've got my workshop.
a different language. For out of the darkness the light must flow. The light has risen, and the darkness now must go. The time has come, the time's no more. Time is gone. Basically went out the door.
Of the Sphynx. Sorry, it's funny. For me, it's funny. Some people might get upset.
So it's like that dome again. It's like coming off the earth, that stupid dome.
The
It's
veil.
just peeling piece by piece. And it's always in like the hexagon shape. I think that's the shape.
The veil. I didn't realize I said hexagon shape for that. Very interesting.
Okay, you guys. So right now the Akashic Records is very much into play. Okay, Saint Germain is coming forward, and he is going into your chakra systems, and he is writing down the upgrades you have just received.
Okay, so I'll stop that. Feel free to watch this video. Feel free to watch that episode, the whole thing entirety. And then there was this other thing I saw on YouTube. Some guy posted about the head of the Sphynx, how there's a tunnel in there, and that's relevant because there was something I ripped off the head of the Sphynx. So go back to the beginning of this one. I will post the links, at least this link, and you can find this video. Is what did it say? The Unexplained Mysterious Ancient Ruins on the Unexplained. It's season 4, episode 1. Okay, that's one I just watched last night after we got off work. And I was like, oh my God, and Spirit's like the Sphynx. And I mentioned the Sphynx in one of my recent videos. Okay, so it's very important. 444. Spirit really wants you guys to realize who I am and what the Sphynx is, because it's important. Okay, that's a true part of your history that they don't know and you don't know, but there is somebody that knows and they're keeping it from you, because I had to remove something from the head. Okay, so this is a very important video, you guys. It's huge, and it's something you should absolutely unequivocally know. Okay, so please pay attention to it. Watch the Pharaoh video, the Portal of Time. It was amazing, and that was one of the first things that I did. Okay, and then you can go and watch the other ones, and when you watch them all, you're going to find all these little pieces to the reality of who I am, the reality of who we are, the reality of what this earth is, and then you can understand why this journey is not easy or normal for me. Okay, and why, if people throw judgments at me or towards the ascension and things, like it hurts us all, right? It really does. And so we have to be mindful. We need to be mindful of what we're doing, where we're going. And in that video, I literally said, if you can hear the call and you follow your heart, you can stay. If you do not, you must go. And that's why the push for the V was so big at the same time. All of the stuff they were doing was trying to block you from that sun, was trying to block you from being able to hear that call. Wake up, my friends. Please, Lord Jesus, let the DM allow people to wake up. That's what I'm begging for now. So much love to all of you. I truly hope you find something in this, because there's something for you, and that's what Spirit's telling me. This is beautiful. Welcome to your new world for those that can hear the call. Can you hear me? Can you hear what I've done? Can you hear God's call? Can you follow your heart? This is the end of ways. Till next time.